What is that? Is that a D?
I am 43 years old, and this is my life.
I am gonna share 8 gifts with you, and there will be links in the description. I should have made this video for Black Friday, but I didn't because I'm a last minute kind of guy. And if you stick around to the end, I'll share a gift with you that I received when I was a little kid that I think is what made me want to grow up and be a musician. You got the stuff? Number 1, some of these gifts are practical, some are inspiring. This one is practical and I use it all the time. The Snark Tuner. It clips onto any instrument that vibrates. So I use this on my mandolin, my guitars, my lap steel. I put this on my own Christmas list because you need 20 of them. I have tuners that I could plug into, pedal boards, computer stuff, but to have one of these for every instrument that I own is the dream. And I promise that your musician friend or son and daughter will find it very convenient. But if you buy this, you need to buy 2032 batteries. There we go, 2032s. You can't have enough of these. Number 2, How to Write One Song by Jeff Tweety. Jeff Tweety is the lead singer of Wilco, if you're not familiar. Writes a lot of weird stuff, but it's all very good and very interesting. Don't worry about writing thousands of songs, just focus on one song. There are few creative acts more mysterious and magical than writing a song, but what if the goal wasn't so mysterious and was actually achievable for anyone who wants to experience more magic and creativity in their life? I know a lot of people have this idea that songwriters magically write like 4 or 5 songs and that's it. Most write hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs. So this is about writing the first one. I highly recommend. Number 3, Demystifying the Cue. I'm showing you this on my phone because I lent this book out to my friend Jason. Jason, if you're watching this, I need it back. This book is written for media composers, which I am one. I write music for production music libraries, it goes on anything from a corporate video to a national ad if I'm lucky. Dean is a legend in this business and he wrote this book and it's excellent. It's got some funny stories but also some very specific information that's hard to find anywhere else. I highly recommend starting with this if you're interested at all in this world of making music for TV and film and internet and games and corporate videos. Number 4. It's called Making Music 74 creative strategies for electronic music producers. Now, my only problem with this book is the name, because when I hear electronic music producers, I think EDM, and maybe that's what you're into, but I found this very helpful for all styles of music. Every section has a problem and then a solution. But most of it is based on how to manipulate MIDI. And in this case, this book is sold by Ableton, but you don't need Ableton to use it. When I get stuck, I pick up this book, I read one chapter, and that usually gets me started. And getting started is absolutely the most difficult part about writing music. Oh, you can also get that on Kindle, and I think for a time it was free, so do some research, but yeah, check the link below. Number 5, Words and Music in 6 seconds. I don't know if this is upside down or not. Not my best joke. Words and Music is a set of cards that were made by Dan Wilson, the great songwriter Dan Wilson. I made a video, an interview with Dan. It's probably my most treasured video that I've made. Dan wrote with Adele, Someone Like You. You may have heard that song. He's the lead singer of Semisonic. He wrote Closing Time, Taylor Swift, Leon Bridges. The names go on and on. These cards are great to sit in the studio. You randomly pick a card and it says this: best to not let one bad line of lyrics hold up your song. Just pin it up that way and sing it a few times. It will probably fix itself. Number 6. Before I say it, I'm very uncomfortable today because my friend Jordan is sitting right there.
Hey, John.
The reason why I mentioned Jordan is because he gave me one of these picks, Snarling Dog's Brain Picks. Specifically, this is 0.88 millimeter, but the reason why I love these picks, for starters, what an amazing package. I love the little tin. Even if you don't use it for picks, you can use it for something else. There's a texture on the pick. It's really hard to drop. And that's important. Now this is a 0.88 millimeter, and if you are not a guitar player, you have no clue what that means. So there is an assortment pack that has different weights, gauges, but it's probably the best way to go if you don't know exactly what gauge. That's not the word.
Thickness? Is it just
Thickness, that's the word. I still don't think that's right. Super cheap stocking stuffer. My last two are iPad apps or iOS apps. Whether or not they exist for Android, you'll have to look yourself. And these are old. I've wanted to get into iOS music making apps for the longest time, but I just never do. But I love these. And if someone is new into music, I think these are great choices. First one, let's start with Bebot. This is the funnest app ever. On the surface, it doesn't seem very useful. And if you change the scale, you can snap it to different notes. So say you want it to play in the key of E, well, you can just pick the notes that are in the key of E. So it makes live performance easy, or it makes it to where you're always hitting the right note. And it will help you start to understand intervals and create melodies. But mostly it's just fun. Number 8, Polychord 2. Absolutely my favorite iPad app, and it's based off the Omnichord. If you're not familiar, you need to watch my friend David Hillowitz's video about the Omnichord. And I had an Omnichord for $100 on Craigslist, and I lost it in the last minute. The prices are insane now. I can pick, let's say, the key of C, and it's giving me all of the chords in the key of C. So I can do C, D minor, we'll skip that one for now, E minor, we've got our F major, G major. So you're learning some basic theory here, but say you wanted, instead of G major, you could do G augmented fifth or G minor. What makes it Omnichord-like is you can press this and go. Hours and hours and hours of fun with the Polychord 2. My family growing up was not really a musical family. As I started to get into music, my parents were always supportive. I'll put their picture up here on the screen. Very giving people. And you know, when I was 17, they gave me a Taylor guitar, which was a lot of money, but it was like, John, we know you're into this. This is a special gift, and I still have it, although I loaned it out to my friend, and I need to get that back, Travis. But the gift that I believe made me a musician, right here, Christmas Bound, a book from Foley's. It was dissolved in 2006 into Macy's, but it was a giant department store where I'd go with my mom to buy clothes that I hated. But when you open it up, you get to the back, and it's got this keyboard. And this is what I've been working on throughout this video. The notes are numbers, and they correspond to the keys. It sounds like garbage. I remember spending hours in Somerville, Texas at my grandmother's house, and I'm sure it was rather annoying. And I have such fond memories of this book. It's probably a stretch to say that this book made me a musician. I've had a lot of influences and people in my life along the way that made me want to pick up a guitar or learn the piano. The point I'm trying to make with this video is that when we give people gifts that are centered around the arts, even if we don't know they're interested in it, it could be the thing that gets them started. Some of these gifts are more utilitarian, like the picks or the tuner, but these books and the cards, they make you think about music in a different way and could be the right gift for the right person in your life. Obviously, Christmas Bound is out of print, I assume, since Foley's has been gone for 17 years. I did find a Mickey version on Amazon that's very similar. Not as charming as Christmas Bound, but I imagine your kid won't care. And it's Mickey. Links will be in the description. And if you're in the Christmas spirit, go watch some videos I made with my friends over the past 15 or so years. Not this year, but I'll get back to it next year. Take care.